Hello, sweet friend. It's looking like fall here in South Central Pennsylvania, and it is a beautiful day on the homestead. Today we're just gonna hang out, and I'll share with you what an ordinary day during the fall season looks like for me. Do some cooking and cleaning, spend some time out in the garden, and look after the little ones and the animals. I hope you enjoy. The first task I have for myself today is working on some fruit leather. Grant has been asking for this for a little while now, and you all know I have a whole bunch of raspberries in my freezer, so we're gonna make some raspberry fruit leather. I wanted to do this first thing because it does take quite a few hours for it to get to the consistency that you need. My kiddos don't love seeds of any sort, so I'm going to strain this mixture through a mesh sieve here, and I'm going to separate all of the seeds out so we have a nice smooth mixture. This is a really simple process, and you can do this with any berry. I am adding in about 2 to 3 tablespoons worth of honey here. These raspberries were just a little bit on the tart side, so we're going to sweeten them up just a little bit. Mix that together, and I'm going to spread this out onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. And you want to make sure you have it spread very evenly. I'm going to do this in my oven. I'm going to set it at the lowest temperature possible, and I'm going to let this go for about 6 to 8 hours until it is no longer tacky. You can also do this in a dehydrator. I just decided to do this in my oven today.
You gonna plant the garlic there?
Yeah,
You're gonna grow them?
yeah, go really tall.
Grow really tall, baby.
Yeah,
You're so
see.
sweet.
Yeah, go away.
Okay, you gonna help me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grant and I are going to work at planting our garlic. You should plant garlic a few weeks before your last frost. That cold temperature really helps garlic with root development. So I'm cutting this a little close here. I should have planted these a few weeks ago, but it's okay. We're gonna get it done today. I'm working with 3 types of garlic today. The one I am unpacking here is Inchellium, I think that's how you say it, and this is a soft neck garlic, so it does not have that hard stem in the center. It has usually more cloves all wrapped around one another. The hard neck usually has less cloves. They're a bit bigger though. So this one is my soft neck variety, and then the other 2 are both hard neck. The one is some of my own garlic that I had grown this year, although I do not remember the variety, so I apologize. And then the 3rd variety is, I believe, Ivan, and that is also a hard neck.
A big one. What?
So I planted a total of 9 heads of garlic, and it slipped my mind to actually count the amount of cloves that I put in. I could probably estimate if I went back here and looked, but I'll probably just wait till spring and we'll get a total then. If you are new to planting garlic, it's very simple. You separate out the cloves and you want to keep as much of the paper on them as possible. Otherwise, they could be prone to rot. We're going to plant them pointy side up and root side down. And here you can see that hard neck stem. You won't find that in a soft neck. I am just going to be planting them in trenches, and I am going to plant them about 3 inches apart and 2 inches deep. My rows are about 4 inches apart or so. I decided to go ahead and plant the garlic in my new raised Vigo garden bed because of all of the issues I had with pests this past year. Since this is a new bed, it has an entirely new soil in it, brand new compost, so I figured it would be the safest option. I really wanted some success with garlic this coming year.
Cover it all up. Good job, thank you. Yeah, we gotta cover up all the little holes. See? Okay, now we have to go get the row cover. You wanna help me?
Oh, God.
Row cover, it's gonna protect them from buggies. Protect from buggies, yeah.
Some other things I am doing for bug prevention. If you haven't been following along, I had an infestation of the allium leaf miner, and they destroyed most of my garlic, most of my onions, and some of my leeks. So because I'm an organic gardener, there's not a ton that I can do that doesn't involve chemicals, and I'm not spraying chemicals on my garden. So the steps I'm taking is as soon as I plant any of the allium family, so garlic, leeks, onions, I am going to cover them. So the moment those seeds go into the ground or those plant starts, I am doing row covers. That should help. The other thing I am going to do is try my best to plant in areas that didn't have those types of crops last year. And then the third thing I am doing, I am going to be receiving soon, I ordered it, is beneficial nematodes. I have sprayed them on my garden last year. They are beneficial microbes that will kill off some of the bad guys, the bad insects. So I'm waiting on those, and I also have some milky spore, which is something else you spray all over your garden onto the soil that will help get rid of Japanese beetles. So those are the last two steps I am taking to help with my pest issue. Rosie Cotton was due for a hutch clean out and some snuggles, so Eleanor took care of the snuggles while Mom took care of cleaning out the hutch. Miss Rosie Cotton is a fairly new addition to our family and our homestead, but we adore her. We absolutely love her, and I'm so glad I just took the plunge and decided to get a bunny. And one of the deciding factors in that is that their droppings are cold. It is a cold fertilizer, so there's no need to compost it. It can go right on the garden and give back and help me grow food. So we love Rosie. My garden loves what she gives it. So it's a win-win. For all of my rabbit owners out there, I know there's a few of you, Rosie refuses to use any sort of bottle water. We have tried every style, every tip, and she won't use any of them. She insists on a bowl of water. Is there any way to break her of that? Is it okay that she just wants to use the bowl? Let me know your thoughts and any advice. We are gonna head back inside and focus our attention in there. Today is sheet washing day, so we're getting our bedding washed. Just switched over the washer to the dryer, and behold, it is my drying rack. And we are putting away laundry. And in previous videos, I have expressed my loathing of this task. I had a sweet viewer reach out to me privately after I had posted that video, and she said she completely understood where I was coming from, and what helped her change her attitude towards it was she prayed over her husband and her children. And I just found that so profound, honestly. It helped change her heart posture, and I have started doing this as well. It still may not be my favorite task, but it's changed my attitude towards it. So just in case that helps anyone else, thank you to that viewer. Can we just appreciate for a moment that I am putting away laundry and it didn't sit for weeks. It was on the drying rack for one day, and I folded it, and now it is getting put away. And can you just see how organized my drawers are? I'm just hyping myself up for a moment here because this was something I want to work on during this slower season, is just being more organized and creating better habits. So that is staying on top of the laundry and keeping things organized. Here is a warning to those of you who don't like raw meat. It is coming up right now. I am making myself a roast chicken. I am going to be spatchcocking this chicken, that is taking out the backbone. So you just cut on each side. You will need a heavy-duty kitchen shears to do this. So currently I am strict carnivore. That is because of a lot of health issues I have, and I am working towards healing. And the first step towards healing is healing my gut, because your gut is the center of everything else. So carnivore seems to be working well for me. I've tried many elimination diets. There's just a lot of things I can't tolerate, but meat seems to be something I can handle very well. So this is my dinner and probably a meal tomorrow. So after I remove the backbone, I flip it back over and press it down fairly hard. I like to tuck the wings underneath the legs. And the reason I'm doing it this way, spatchcocking it, is because I think it really cooks the chicken more evenly. Nothing gets dried out. I just come to prefer it this way. So I am going to be seasoning the skin here. I have rinsed this chicken and patted it dry with a paper towel, and I'm going to rub on some olive oil. And right now I have to be careful with the type of seasoning I'm using. I can't do garlic or onions, anything like that. I have to keep it to some more mild herbs. So I have things like sage and a little bit of oregano, some parsley in here that I am just going to rub all over the chicken. I'm going to set this in the oven at 400 degrees, and I'm going to check it in about 35 minutes, but we need to get it to 165 degrees at its thickest part. So that's my dinner. I'm going to get to work on everyone else's dinner. So keeping with the chicken theme, I have 2 pounds of ground chicken in here, and I added in 1 egg and some salt and pepper. We are going to make a chicken Parmesan meatball bake. This goes over so well every time I make it. It is a staple in our house. So to this, I am adding in about a cup's worth of Parmesan cheese and about half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs. I'm also going to add in some of my homemade Italian seasoning mix. I can link the video where I explain how to do this in the description below. So I'm just going to get this mixed up. You want to be careful not to overmix it. And I'm going to get these all rolled out, and these will go into the oven at 350. They only take about 12 to 15 minutes. You could cut one open if you are unsure if it's done or not, and as long as it's white all the way through, you're good. Fast forward a little bit, and here is my roasted chicken, all done, looking delicious. And here are the chicken parm meatballs coming out of the oven. I'm gonna hold off now on working with the rest of dinner. I just wanted to get a head start on it. I want to get back to some cleaning. Grant's taking a nap, and this is just the perfect time to get to some housework. So typical things like sweeping up the floors and vacuuming, maybe doing the dishes, tidying up different spaces, just putting things back into their place. Both of my kids do have their own chores, tasks that I expect them to do. I don't expect them to do some of these things perfectly, and Grant will try his best. He's 2.5. So sometimes I take advantage of his nap time to go ahead and put everything away the way I want it, so that I can at least have some order in the house, even if it's only for an hour. During the fall, we read a lot more. Summer, we're busy, we're outside, we're moving all the time. Fall, it slows down, things get cooler, and we've got lots of opportunity for reading. So I like to switch out the books that are on display on the top of the bookshelf to give them some new things to pull off and look through, or to bring to mom to read. Another task for me today was doing homeschooling with Eleanor. This is her first official year of school. She's in kindergarten, and so far it's going pretty well. She is doing really great in all of her subjects. We're realizing that she is far above some of the kindergarten work. And that's one thing that I love with homeschooling. If you see a child is either struggling, you can hold them back and go over, what they're struggling with again. Or if they're doing really well and this is just way too easy for them, well, then you can push them on to the next level. So probably by January, she will be doing first grade work. Right now, we're just doing math and handwriting. We're learning to read. We have some science projects, and we do a Bible program as well. So that's going really well. And like I've said before, my mom does help me with this. So I don't do this with her every day. My mom does come out a few days a week, and I will go out to her one day as well, and then I take care of the rest. So guess who forgot to set a timer for the fruit leather? I did. So this went a bit too long, and instead of fruit leather, it's, just really brittle. So it's still fine. It tastes good, but definitely set yourself a timer. Grant still gobbled it up. Like I said, it tasted good. The texture was just a bit crunchier than desired. So now we're going to move back to preparing dinner. I am going to cook some pasta for our Parmesan chicken meatball bake. I am using some ziti, but you could use whatever you have. Of course, salting the water always. To assemble our bake, I pulled out a quart of my canned marinara sauce, and I just put enough on the bottom to coat it, and I am making sure that is even all along the bottom. I'm going to place in my cooked meatballs, reserving about maybe a third of them for another layer. Now, I am just kind of using up what I have. Ideally, I would have had a lot more Parmesan cheese in this, but I didn't. So I used what I had and just sprinkled on a little bit. But you can customize this, put as much cheese as you want, whatever variety of cheese you want, whatever type of pasta you want, whatever seasonings you want. You can really make it to your taste. So on top of that, I'm adding in my cooked pasta, and then we'll do some more cheese. I have a little bit more Parmesan. We're going to add some more sauce on top. And then I'm going to cut up some mozzarella cheese into slices, stick that on top, and then this will go into the oven for about, I'm going to say 15 minutes at 350. And then I like to put it underneath the broiler for a little bit just to get that mozzarella nice and bubbly and golden brown. And here it is, all finished. Friend, that's all I have for you today. I'm sorry this video is a little bit shorter than normal. We are gearing up to head out to HOA, Homesteaders of America, and I've got a whole bunch on my to-do list, so I have to get to that, but I hope you enjoyed coming along with me for a fall day here at Seed and Sparrow Homestead. May your day be blessed, friend. Until next time, take care.